Afternoon, fellow investors. First off, I'd like to thank my subscriber Rezi for recommending that we look at VICI Properties Inc. today. VICI Properties Inc. is a real estate investment trust that specializes in entertainment casino properties. Now, this real estate investment trust is newer, and it's a spinoff of Caesars as a part of the reorganization it had during its bankruptcy a few years back. Now, first thing I'm looking at here is this dividend yield, very similar to what we had from Realty Income. Now, a big question is, would I rather buy Realty Income or VICI? Well, we'll get to that. First thing I want to look at, though, with that dividend is what's the history? The history is first dividend paid 2018, 16 cents per share. These are quarterly, not monthly, so keep that in mind if you're a fan of the monthly dividends. These guys don't do that. So, but look at this growth: 16 cents 2018, 39 cents a share in 2022. That's a banger. Okay, even if you don't have your socks blown off by the current yield, that high rate of growth in the dividend can definitely make up for it if you're looking for income producing investments. All right. It's not just a one-dimensional thing. Now, they've got AFFO per share of $1.93, which puts a 17.5-ish multiple on this thing, which is actually even a little higher than Realty Income. So let's look at the balance sheet real quick. All right, $22.3 billion in stockholders' equity. So these guys have physical assets. So, I more or less like to take this at pretty much face value when we've got mostly physical assets on the balance sheet. Now, let's see here. We've got a market cap of $34.25 billion. Now, with an equity of 22.3, market cap of just over 34. Honestly, I mean it and the multiple of AFFO of 17.5. Okay, definitely a premium here, right? So my inkling here is that because of the fact this is a new and hopefully growing REIT, that the premium that people are paying is for that growth. Now, when I was looking over the investor presentation, this caught my eye. So this is what they're calling their CPI protection. Now, it looks like what they're targeting is basically by 2035, they want 96% of their rents to be linked with consumer price index, which basically means they're pegging their rent raises on their leases to the official inflation number. Meaning, if you were to be relying on this as one of your sources of income, say, in your retirement portfolio or something like that, theoretically, your spending power would not go down just because of the regular inflation that just happens over time. So compare this to the rent raises that Realty Income has of like 1-ish%, and in a time like now where inflation's high on this, you would see 5, 6, 7% rent increases potentially, and during normal times probably 2, 3, 4%. So you're getting much more growth, and they use that to pay out your dividend, right? So your dividend has that continued growth kind of baked in just with their existing properties. Now, also keep in mind that they only have about 50 properties spanning the US and Canada. I mean, who's to say that in a few years they might not have 75 properties or 100 properties, right? So I definitely think with the size they're at, there's definitely room for them to grow this portfolio as well as grow the rents in the existing portfolio. So all in all, like, I think this, to answer the question from earlier, commands the premium more so than realty income does. And if I were to choose today, I would probably, like, gun to my head, I would buy this before I would buy realty income, just based on what I've seen here today looking over some things. So that's my opinion. Take it or leave it. Which one do you like better? Comment below, like and subscribe. Tell me I'm a bozo if I'm wrong. I feed off of it. Peace.